Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fight Town Swindon. Tonight on the bill, we have an exciting international boxing card. Mark, how are you this evening?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Just coming off a big show at York last week and back to our home, our spiritual home, Neilson Boxing. We did our first ever professional show here, so it's always great to be back at Merreywether.
A great card as well, starting with Annanelle Lloyd's debut.
Yeah, absolutely. She's local. It's supposed to be really good. The debut for her. We'll see what she's got. She's coming straight in for 6-2s, and me and Nate, the coach, think she can go all the way. So we'll see tonight.
And then we move on to a very exciting fight. We have Sam Little, who's having his second fight under our banner.
Yeah, it's a recent signing of ours. Wants to get busy this year, but hopefully we get through this fight tonight. Being active for a little while, fought for us recently and had a bit of a break before that. And then hopefully we'll get another 2 or 3 fights before the end of the year and then push on for titles next year.
Seems to be a night of seconds as well. We have Bharj and Merreywether making their second fight too.
Yeah, Bharj impressed on his debut last time out for us. It'll be interesting to see what he's going to do tonight. And Merreywether, I've seen him spar with some champion boxers even when he was just as an amateur. He's got some real potential, so signed for us in Neilson Boxing. Again, great potential. Nice lad, really big following. Really interested to see what he can do. I mean, tonight's all about the main event, but we've got some really good prospects and some debuts in our stable on our main card.
And a prospect that isn't new to Swindon either, Shabir Haidary, and a big test tonight.
Yeah, a big test for him. You know, the guy who's got, comes to win, he's got some stoppages on his record. And this is probably the last fight for Shab before he starts stepping up some big titles, either domestically, on our shows here, or probably on the TV next. But he's at that cusp now. He's 8-0 now. Hopefully he gets to tonight. This will be 9-0. But you know, the rest of this year is a big breakout year for him.
And a tough international opponent for him this evening as well, all the way from Brazil, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a tough guy. But Shabs is learning every fight, stepping up every fight, and he'll need that when he starts going for these big domestic titles.
And finally, the main event, Conor Gray. It's been pushed back. Now it's finally happening. That silver title around his waist.
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, 11-0 Conor Gray against 9-3 and 1 Tanzanian, who's had some good stoppages on his record. He's a tough opponent. I've seen him around the gym, the way in and out, when he fancies it. He's coming here to win. For him, from Tanzania, coming over here winning the Commonwealth silver is a massive. He'll go home like a world champion. So he's, Conor Gray's up against it, but 11-0. We've seen him step up and progress as he's fought each time. Liam, his coach, thinks that this could be a big testing fight for him. Comes in with a Commonwealth silver title, and then again for him also a big year ahead.
Well, we can see what you've done with Lewis Roberts as well after picking up that Commonwealth silver. So is that the plan for Conor as well, to push him on further?
Absolutely, 100%. We've got Lewis in an English title now on a really big platform. I've on TalkSport YouTube at the Indigo O2, was the biggest show we've ever done. We're already in talks about the next fight, and that can involve British and Commonwealth titles. So we're good to the same with Conor.
And also, I understand there's a nice announcement this evening too.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait and see, but we're going to have some announcements later on this evening. But let's enjoy the boxing. We've got a really fun card, and the fight fans are always going to be the winners at the end.
Perfect. Thanks, Mark. We'll catch up after the show.
Without further ado, let's kick off with our first bout of the evening, which is a special middleweight attraction. Introducing first to the ring, please welcome Issa. And please welcome her opponent, Annanelle, Lloyd.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Set to go with our first bout of the evening, which is 6 rounds of action in the middleweight division. It's all being brought to you by Neilson and Neilson Boxing. We're sponsored by JGS Heating Engineers and Liquor Personnel. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Student in charge is Mr. Ben Hardsworth. Your timekeeper in the battle is Brett Bowles, and your referee is Lee Every. And now, introducing first, boxing out of the red corner. She weighed in 10 stone and 8 pounds, taking part in her 30-minute contest this evening, wearing black and gold from Australia, Czech Republic, Issa. And her opponent boxing out of the blue corner. She weighed in at 10 stone, 7 pounds, making her debut this evening, wearing black and pink from Chippenden, Wiltshire.
When I say stop, you stop boxing. When I say break, take a step back. Keep your hands up, protect yourself all the time. Good luck to you.
Well, here we go, 6 2-minute rounds in the super welterweight division. You only get one debut, and this is the debut for Annanelle Lloyd here in Swindon at the Mecca. My name is Darren Rees, and I'm joined by bantamweight contender Lewis Roberts as we go into the first round here in Swindon. And connect us straight onto the front foot, putting pressure on.
Strong start from both women here.
And in a debut, you just need to try and compose yourself, get your thoughts and feelings together and get straight to your boxing. And that's exactly what Lloyd will be trying to do as she boxes on the back foot there out of the southpaw stance as Konechna puts the pressure on as she has from the first bell.
Real strong start from the red corner here now.
And Lloyd needs to get herself out of that corner because she could find herself in a bit of trouble here in her debut. Annanelle tucking up but taking a few too many shots at the moment. But she tries to outstrength her opponent. Konechna digs a right hook into the body there of Lloyd.
bit of an unsettling start from Annabelle.
A good jab got through there from Annabelle Lloyd, but she needs to follow that up and make some sort of combination, put those punches together. That's what the judges will be looking for, clean, connected shots. Good left hook over the top there from Annabelle Lloyd, and I'm probably right in saying that was quite a nervous start on the debut, Lewis. What are you saying?
I'd definitely say that. I think the Czech Republican has come out there and tried unsettling the debut in here today. And she's done a good job of it so far.
As I said right at the start, you only get one debut, and my goodness, I bet that is nerve-wracking stuff. Take us back to your debut. I bet the nerves are going through you.
Do you know what? Yeah, they did, and they still do to this day. I don't think that's something that you'll ever get used to. You always need them nerves to fire you up.
Well, hopefully a few wise words from the corner team here will get her in a good place, and we'll have a bit more action, a few more punches thrown here in the second round. Remember, these are 2-minute rounds. They go by very quickly.
Second round, round 2.
Round 2 is Annabelle Lloyd in the pink and black shorts with the luminous green and pink boots. Has a better start already, but then gets caught with a right hand there by Konechna.
I'd like to see a few more answers from Annabelle. I think she can start getting back in this fight by doing so.
Well, she already looks a little bit more settled in this second round, and those left hooks which Konechna is throwing are pretty wild. So if she reads those well, Lewis, she should be in a good position to counter-attack.
She's definitely covering up better this round. Strong jab. She just needs to add a little more to that now.
There goes the head movement, and a good straight left hand to the body from Annabelle Lloyd there as she settles into her groove here at the Mecca in Swindon. And Lloyd looks like she's starting to get into this now. Back to her boxing. Konechna finds herself on the ropes. And in the first round, Konechna was the one on the front foot, and now she's the one on the back foot. And that was a good,
lovely counter.
Drop down of a shoulder and come back of a lead left hook from Lloyd there.
Good work with the feints.
And the 10 seconds, into the 10 seconds of the last of the second round here. Well, that was a much better round by Annabelle Lloyd. The nerves seem to have settled down. What do you want to see a little bit more of in the third round, Lewis?
I'd like to see a few more of them feints she was using in that last 10 seconds there, and answering the work that her opponent's given her now as well. She was doing real well when she answered all the shots.
Nerves can be a big thing, can't they? They can really drain your energy and stop you doing from what you know you can do.
For sure, yeah. The emotions of a fight is one of the only things that really drains you. You know, you can do countless amounts of rounds in the gym and not break a sweat, but then you get to fight night, you got all the emotions taken out of you, all that adrenaline, and it really does take out some people more than others.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Here we go into the third round here at the Mecca in Swindon. Round 3 scheduled for 6. As both fighters come to the centre of the ring. Annabelle Lloyd.
Nice jabs.
Straight on that jab.
Needs to stay on that now.
Oh, good shot there from Konechna. She caught Lloyd with an overhand left and then follows it up with a right hand. And once again, Lloyd needs to be careful not to be stuck in that corner. can be a dangerous place.
Covering up nicely.
Some really good support here for Annanelle Lloyd as she makes her debut. Something which all fighters need, and it will be something which spurs her on, undoubtedly. Lloyd marches on. It's a good jab she's throwing. Just needs to commit to it a tiny bit more and connect with it. And that's a good point-scoring shot.
I'd like to see her using that jab a fraction more. It's working well, and she needs to capitalise on that now.
Lloyd finds herself on the ropes again.
Good little rhythm breakers there.
And Annanelle Lloyd seems to throw that jab well, Lewis, but then doesn't seem to have enough time or enough room to get any other shots off of it.
No, I'd agree with that. I think doubling that jab up a fraction more. All very calm in the Lloyd corner still.
Quite calm in both corners. But under those lights where the heat is intense, and especially when the nerves are really zapping every ounce of energy which you've got, it's a hard place to be, isn't it? Even if they are 2-minute rounds or 6 of them, people don't appreciate how tough that can be.
No, that's the thing with women boxing. Although they box in 2-minute rounds, they tend to have a lot harder fights because they're more intense, they're working more in them rounds because they're shorter.
Seconds out, round 4.
Into the 4th round, and both fighters touch gloves. A good sign of respect there as Annanelle Lloyd gets caught with a shot on the temple. And you can see the cogs in her brain going round, working out a way in, a way to land a good, clean shot. Something
Making an
which is
effort with a double jab now, which is nice to see.
That's it. It's the eye-catching stuff. That's what the judges need to see. A good left hook from Konechner. It's like Konechner's seen that right hand of Annanelle Lloyd's drop ever so slightly in.
Just a little bit low, isn't it?
Capitalising on it. Throwing a good jab to the body, Lewis. What do you want to see after that? An overhand right? What do you think is going to work?
Going to the body usually brings the elbows down a little bit, and you can find openings over the top. I'd like to see her find that again now and then see what she can add to it.
Lloyd's still putting in some good work,
Lovely
but
jab.
so is Konechner as she comes back with. They might not be big, horrible, hard, spiteful shots, but Konechner is constantly working. She's doing something at all times. And she's certainly not here to make the numbers up and potentially to upset the apple cart as we go into the final few seconds of this round as Annanelle Lloyd's crowd cheer her on. But this hasn't been an easy debut, is it, at all?
Definitely not.
Not at all. So I should tell you that Konechner has been in with some good fighters. Hannah Rankin, Stacey Copeland, Savannah Marshall, April Hunter. So she's been in there with some really good fighters. A couple of world champions there.
Yeah, she's been in there with some of the best that there is in women's boxing.
And on your debut, when you're fighting somebody who's been in there with good people and you learn from every fight, they're good, experienced contenders, aren't they? They know exactly how to survive. They know exactly how to drag you into a fight. And everything you've been working on in the gym and everything your coach is telling you, they start
10 seconds.
twisting it up and making you not think so clearly.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that was the idea with a strong start. You just want to unsettle opponent a little bit.
Lloyd trying to find a way in with that double jab. Like
Nice
you said a
double
couple of rounds ago, Lewis, you want to see the double jab, and there it is. Can she follow it up? Can Annanelle Lloyd follow that up and connect with something cleanly?
Real strong jabs at the start of this round.
Good left hook over the top from Lloyd. Just needs to add a little bit more venom into it, because a few of those shots are getting through, and a bit more venom could do some damage.
Definitely a much better round for Lloyd.
Lloyd seems to have really settled into her boxing here. Her feet have become a little bit more alive, and so is her timing, and that was a good straight left hand, but Konechna comes back, and just above our commentary position, she's got Lloyd in the corner. The referee splits both fighters up, and both contest for the centre of the ring. A good,
lovely right.
3 straight shots from Annanelle Lloyd, and then follows it up in the southpaw stance of a lead hook, and she smells blood all of a sudden as the bell saves Konechna. Maybe not quite saves her, but puts a stop to the bombardment of punches from Annanelle Lloyd.
That was a much better end to the round there from Lloyd. Sometimes it's them eye-catching shots right at the end of a round that can almost nick you the rounds, but when they can be close.
That's what the Cubans are always so good at. When you see them in the amateurs, especially in the proper point scoring days.
Yeah, definitely.
The Cubans used to catch those, used to throw those more eye-catching shots, and they might not have looked like they had won the fight or had outworked their opponent, but it was those eye-catching shots, and
10 seconds.
it's exactly what you need to bring into the pro game. It's the stuff which catches the judges ringside. Of course, in this fight, the referee is also the judge, as we go into the final round here at the Mecca in Swindon, Mark Neilson's Fight Town. Konechna just on the back foot, bouncing, just sticking her jab out, trying to keep Annanelle Lloyd at range, and in the first few moments of this round, it seems to be working.
Good left hook from Konechna.
It's a good left hook from Konechna. She marches forward. It's almost like she can potentially smell a victory here.
Real classy work from Lloyd. Just not quite enough so far.
And Lloyd looks focused as she digs in every shot that she can find into the body and into the head of Konechna. And that was a good 1-2 hook upstairs. Annanelle Lloyd doesn't seem to be given the space to work, but she's being caught here in the blue corner. Konechna is marching forward and 3 or 4 shots got through. As we go into the last couple of seconds of the round, Annanelle Lloyd marches forward and puts the work in. And the crowd who have come to support her are on their feet, showing an appreciation for 2 fighters who, under some very hot lights, in some very nerve-wracking circumstances, have put on a good fight for the crowd. We'll now wait to see how the referee has scored this one. Has Annanelle Lloyd got this in her debut, or has a lady from the Czech Republic got the decision this time?
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have a big round of applause for my fighters, please? After 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee's scorecards. Your winner, with the score of 59 to 55, fighting out of the red corner, Issa Konechna.
Well, it's not the dream debut for Annanelle Lloyd. It goes to Konechna, the lady from the Czech Republic. A deserved winner for you, Lewis?
I think so, yeah. She had a real strong start, and she caught her opponent real clean for almost every round there. Lloyd can take plenty from that fight, though. It's a great experience for her on her debut, and a real hard debut at that.
Absolutely. Every fight is a learning fight. Every fight there is something to take from it. Win, draw or lose, it doesn't matter. You've absolutely hit the nail on the head.
Ladies and gentlemen, we keep the action moving with our next bout of the evening, which is a special super bantamweight attraction. Introducing first to the ring, please welcome the battling bulldog, Nabil Ahmed. in the super bantamweight division. It's all brought to you by Mark Neilson and Neilson Boxing. The action is sponsored by JGS Heating Engineers and Elibra Personnel. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Steward in charge is Mr. Ben Harmsworth. Timekeeper of the bell is Brett Balls, and your referee is Kenny Cradle. And now, introducing your first fighter, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in today at 8 stone, 7 pounds, taking part in his 37 contest this evening, wearing white with black, the Batley Bulldog, Nabil Habib. And his opponent boxing out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 8 stone, 8 pounds. He has a record of 3 fights, 3 wins with no defeats, wearing white with gold. From Bristol, Sam Little.
Well, here we go, 6 3-minute rounds in the super bantamweight division. Sam Little versus Nabil Ahmed. Both fighters are ready. Sam Little in that southpaw stance, throws a jab and just overreaches with the left hand there. Nabil Ahmed, he's no mug. He's been in there with a couple of good fighters. Paul Butler, who many people will be very familiar with, and a man who sat on my left-hand side, Lewis Roberts. What was he like to box?
Yeah, he's another one of them away fighters that definitely comes to win. And he likes to look a little bit slick when he does it as well. He chucks in a bit of showboat in. He tries egging you on a little bit and trying to draw you into a bit of a fight.
And Sam Little just going through the motions here at the moment, just trying to find his
Nice shot from Sam.
his range, get his distance right. Good few shots
Beautiful jab.
in a flurry and back to the centre of the ring.
Real sharp jab from Sam.
Sam Little is 3-0. He's boxed here twice before, and his only other fight was at the spiritual home of British boxing, which of course is York Hall in London, Bethnal Green. Anybody who's been there will know and appreciate what a fantastic venue that is. Not that I'm saying this is a bad venue, because this is a great venue for boxing. There's a balcony which just peers over the ring, and lots of very enthusiastic boxing fans. And good shots there from Little.
Nice body work starting to come in now.
Ahmedi's got a record of 2 wins, 31 losses and 3 draws. Not many people have got him out of there. And these journeymen, they are tough people to get rid of. He'll know exactly what to do. He'll know exactly how to ride the punches and get himself at a safe distance when he needs to. And that's exactly what he's doing at the moment.
Yeah, they're as tough as they come.
Good left hooks to the body from Little.
A little more venom on them shots here now.
What I'm liking already from Sam Little is how compact he is. He's got a really good form to his stance, the way that he throws his shots. What you tend to find with fighters is how good they are, is how they keep that together, how they stay disciplined and keep themselves compact as they get tired as the rounds go by.
A real nice start from Sam. He's looking real classy in there tonight.
When you've got a difficult, slick journeyman in front of you, what's going through your brain? Are you constantly trying to work out a Rubik's Cube? Is that what it's like?
Kind of, but you can almost think too much sometimes, and you just gotta roll with it. And try and find something that's going to work without overthinking too much. Usually trying to find the chest of your opponent is the way forward with someone who's quite slick.
The little corner here in his full professional debut, we've given him plenty of advice. He looks good from where we are. That wasn't the most energetic of rounds. There was some good work there, but it wasn't chaos. It wasn't Hackler Hearns to start off with. He's reserving his energy, and here we go for round 2. Ahmed straight into the centre of the ring and tries to land a jab to the body. A real nice fluency to Little's work, as he just pops them jabs out and tries to come underneath with that back uppercut.
Yeah, he has a real nice rhythm about it. He's able to change up the energy sort of as and when he pleases.
Ahmed nearly got through there for a good jab downstairs and tried to connect with a straight back left hand, but just fell short. And Little straight back on that jab, which is working wonders for him, and he's setting up that straight back left hand after the jabs as he goes on. Ahmed good with his feet just out of range almost every time, not every time, but lunges forward there with a left hook which did get through, didn't seem to do any damage. But Little would have known about it, but he just got caught with a right hand by Ahmed there.
Ahmed sensing he's getting through a little bit there now.
And that was a fairly vicious lead hook to the body from Sam Little. Those shots may have wound him up a little bit. We might see a bit more venom now. Good rhythm to Little's work yet again as he susses his man out, just popping those shots out, trying to find something bigger to get through with. I can't help but feel that Little's looking for that left uppercut to the body, to the rib somewhere. It's like he's measuring it up at all times. He goes to throw it and decides not to.
Yeah, I'd agree there. Beautiful left hook. Both men looking for a strong finish.
Good, well Sam Little certainly livened up towards the end of the round there. And how are you scoring it so far?
At the minute, that's 2 rounds to Sam, very comfortably.
And Sam Little doing more than enough. Enough would be not the right way of putting it. He's definitely doing more than enough to be up on the judges or the referee scorecard as we see it here at ringside at the Mecca in Swindon. Some good work, some good fluent work, good rhythm. And he's certainly getting through with some decent shots, and Ahmed is getting through with a few shots himself, but in our opinion so far not enough to be up on the referee scorecard, but we'll just have to wait and see. Little looking ultra focused, not taking his eyes off of his opponents for a moment, and that was a good 1-2 lead hook. These are good shots, and that was a good body shot from Sam Little, and Ahmed winced a little bit there. Well, it seemed he did from our commentary position, but he seems to have got himself back together. He's either got a good poker face, or he didn't hurt him as much as we thought he did.
As we said earlier, some of these away fighters can be so tough and almost impossible to get out of there at times.
So those straight shots from Sam Little, they go a long way, don't they?
Yeah, he's got a bit of a contradicting name, grown by Little, but he's so big for a super bantamweight.
What do you think we need to see a little bit more of from Little to make sure he's doing enough on the referee scorecard, Lewis?
I don't think he's doing enough on the referee scorecard for the moment, but I'd like to see a few more of them sharp jabs, and then he can work the body off of them jabs. Nice timing from Little.
Little puts his shots together, and Nabil Ahmed just covers up and rides those punches as he tries to create a bit of space for himself. Little is a man on a mission, looking to cruise to 4-0. It's all part of the journey. That was a good lead hook to the body, and I felt that one from here.
Nice body work.
And Ahmed comes
like
forward.
it when he finds them shots. He's always got an answer for them bigger shots. Almost saying to his opponent, get back.
Little is just stalking Ahmed around the ring. Everywhere he goes, he is just following him and changes the direction of that lead foot and looks at him to say, I'm not leaving you alone. Good body work again from Little. Well, Sam Little seems to have upped the work rate there. He was certainly doing enough in the previous rounds, but in my opinion, that was a clear Little round.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I think he just had a little bit more sting in that round, and I think he'll be looking good to do the same again here in the 4th round now.
So we always hear about body shots slowing fighters down, Lewis. As a professional fighter, someone who's fighting for the English title on the 6th of July. Is that true? Is that true when you get hit with body shots, do they slow you down?
Yeah, but you know, I don't get hit with them, so. But nah, they do. They definitely do slow you down. That's always the goal when I'm fighting someone, is to work the body to slow them down and find something else after that.
Good response, Lewis. I like your style. We like a confident fighter. Here we go, round 4. Sam Little versus Nabil Ahmed. Little straight on the front foot in the southpaw stance with the white shorts, black and silver boots as he marches forward. And Ahmed tries to find himself some space as he dances around the ring here at the Mecca in Swindon. I feel like I'm watching Little here, just above our commentary position, that he seems to be putting a little bit more oomph into each and every shot which he throws.
Yeah.
Oh, and a good lunging left hook which got through from Nabil Ahmed there. Little straight back on that front foot, putting the work in. That rhythm which has worked so well throughout the last few rounds.
Yeah, real good rhythm and a real good shot variation, as you can see there.
Got to say, after that last body shot got through from Little, Ahmed took quite a deep breath there, closed his eye, bit down on his gum shield, and must have said to himself, right, let's get on with it. But that one definitely got through and hurt.
Again.
The southpaw jab from Sam Little pops out, and then he follows it up with a straight back left hand as he continues to measure up his man who keeps just circling anti-clockwise around this Swindon ring.
I think Little's trying to distract his opponent a little bit by going to the head mainly now, and he starts sinking some body shots in. He's found that distraction.
The last few seconds of this round, and there was some couple of good body shots there from Sam Little. He really dug those in. But I've got to say, he looks like he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, he's really real settled into this fight now. He was settled in from the first round, but he's just had laser-like focus the whole night.
It must be a nice feeling when you get in there and you feel the power and you think, unless that one hits me on the button, I'm all right here. And you get into your rhythm and you know that you can win this. That must be a good feeling for a fighter.
Yeah, his corner is probably real happy with him right now. He's done exactly what he needs to, and he's looking good in doing so.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 5.
Well, here we go into the penultimate round. Myself and my colleagues ringside have most certainly got Sam Little up on the referee scorecard.
Real good sting on them first two shots.
Little will be looking to do plenty more of what he's been doing in the previous 4 rounds, and he digs a good straight left hand into the body of Nabil Ahmed.
He started with some big shots. Back on that rhythm stick.
Well, I've got to say, Nabil Ahmed he's not shied away at any moment in this fight, has he?
No,
There's not been a moment where he's turned his back or really had a round off or anything. Yeah, he's moved around and been defensive, but he's come forward a lot. He's thrown a lot of his own decent shots. He's covered up well, and when he's been caught, he's taken them well. A good opponent for Sam Little, but a performance he'll undoubtedly be proud of.
Yeah, so far it's been almost a punch-perfect performance from Sam.
Good straight left hand got through there from Little, and then follows it up with a good 1-2 on the ropes on the far right hand side of the ring.
I'd say Nabil is definitely feeling the pace of this fight a little bit in this round.
It's like he just heard you, Lewis, because as you said that, his feet started to move a bit quicker. Into the last 10 seconds of the 5th round, which surely has got to be yet another little round.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And Sam Little just seems to be going through the motions now. He knows exactly where his man is. He knows what shots are working, what's not working, and he knows that he's doing just enough to make sure that he's up on the referee scorecard.
Yeah, with these so far. I think going into this 6th round now, going to the last round, we'll be looking on a bit of a show.
Corners, 10 seconds. 7 down, 6th and final round.
Well, into the final round. All Sam Little really needs to do, in our opinion, is just do exactly what he's done in the 5 previous rounds. Just keep that rhythm, keep that fluency, and keep Ahmed at the end of that jab and get through a few good shots, and he will be cruising to his 4th win in his professional career.
And a shutout win at that.
Little by no means seems to be having any form of a round off. He's still on that front foot. And seems to be getting the ump with Nabil Ahmed grabbing hold of him, but the referee's doing a good job of keeping the fighters apart and keeping the action flowing for both the fighters and for those in attendance.
When they are getting tied up, Sam's doing exactly what he needs to do as well. He's not expending any energy as such.
I've got a feeling that Nabil Ahmed is feeling these rounds. Like you said last round, he's starting to feel it now, and he does seem to be a little bit in survival mode because he's grabbed onto Sam Little a few times, but as he pushed forward and grabs hold of him again.
I think Nabil just stuck his tongue out at me.
He recognises that face. He still remembers those punches. And Little doing exactly what he's been doing well in the final few moments of the 6th round. Stalking his man, following him around the ring. In the final few seconds, Sam Little digs in, throws a couple of good body shots, but Nabil Ahmed comes back with a decent overhand right of his own, and the bell rings. And it's always good to see the two fighters touch gloves and show some respect for each other, but surely a very, very wide Sam Little win there.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think that's 6 rounds to Sam there. A real good performance.
Well, let's see how the referee has got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have a big round of applause for my boxers, please? At the 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee's scorecard. Your winner, he's still undefeated, fighting out of the blue corner,
Well, as predicted, and from what we've seen, Sam Little gets a decision, the right decision in our opinion.
Yeah.
And that is another win on the record.
That was a great performance, Sam.
I'm here ringside with Sam Little. Sam, 4 from 4, 3-0 in Swindon. A bit more extra spite in that one though.
Yeah, get me more cooper in that one. 6 rounds, 4 rounds, shoot, that's all.
First 6 round as well. How do you feel that was different?
It's good, man. Felt good. Felt good in the carry on that. Hands are in it, but just keep going.
Damage to the man?
Yeah, Danny, I've done it for the last fight when I was there. And it's just, I don't know what it is, but glass hands.
It's good to see you busy though, and I know you want to keep busy. Can we see you back in September?
I'm going to be in September for another 6, and then I think it's late November, I'm trying to push for 8 in 2024 with titles, and then keep pushing forward.
What weight are you looking at when you move into titles?
Maybe 56, 57. I come in then just under 57, no nutritionist or anything, so do it on my own, easy.
Perfect. Great performance. Cheers, Sam.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for our next bout of the evening, which is a special super lightweight attraction. Please welcome first to the ring, Slick Ricky. And please welcome his opponent, Bharj. gentlemen, we're ready for our next bout of the evening, which is 4 rounds in the super lightweight division. It's all being brought to you by Neilson and Neilson Boxing. The action is sponsored by JGS Heating Engineers and Electra Personnel. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Shooting in charge is Mr. Ben Hardsworth. Timekeeper of the bout is Brett Bowles, and your referee is A-star referee Lee Everett. And now, introducing both boxers to the ring. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 10 stone, 3 pounds, taking part in his 79 contest this evening. Wearing black trunks with silver trim from Westbrook, Kent. Slick Ricky Leach. And his opponent boxing out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 10 stone even. He's undefeated in his second pro contest this evening. Wearing white with teal from Swindon, Wiltshire, Bharj.
Stop boxing. When I say right, sit back.
Well, fight number 2 for Bobby Bharj as he comes out to a very loud crowd, a big ticket setter, a well-followed fighter. The white and teal shorts and the white and gold boots against Ricky Leach. The black shorts, which are very, very Ricky Hatton, I've got to say.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying there.
And Ricky Leach is a fighter who's boxed 81 fights before, and he's been in there with some really, really good fighters, the likes of Gamal Yafai, Jay Harris, Ryan Garner, and that's just to name a few. So this guy knows his way around a boxing ring, and he's a tough job for Bobby Bharj here in his second professional fight.
A real nice jab from Bobby Bharj.
Now, Lewis, you and I called Bobby's debut here just in April, which was only two and a half months ago, and he already looks a bit of a different fighter. He looks a lot more relaxed, looks like he's comfortable being in that boxing ring under the bright lights.
Yeah, he's much more settled this time around, and he started real sharp.
Bharj looks to just try and find his distance as he pops out those southpaw jabs. Good southpaw jab there from Bharj, and he snaps the head back of Ricky Leach. Now, Bharj is on the back foot, it seems, but he's, in my opinion, he's doing a lot more of the effective work.
Yeah, he's constantly snapping the head back of his opponent.
A good shot got through there from Leach. We're getting to the last few seconds here of round number 1, and Bharj seems to have sussed out the man in front of him, Ricky Leach, who's certainly experienced and certainly been in there with some proper top-level fighters. What sort of advice would you be giving him in the corner there, Lewis?
I think he needs to get on that jab that's working so well for him, and snapping the head back of the opponent, and start working off of that this round, and adding to that, just adding more layers to what's already working for him.
Layers is the key. We talk about every fight being a learning fight, but in these early days of professional fighters, every round is a learning round. There's always something to take from the previous round and to work on in the next round. The referee's got a issue with the boot here of Ricky Leach. And both fighters back to the action. Bobby Bharj just boxing off of the back foot, popping that jab out, making sure he's at a safe distance, but close enough to catch his opponent with whatever shot he throws. Bharj going in. They're throwing good jabs. And Bharj throwing a couple of shots downstairs to the body, probably in hope of lowering those arms and catching Leach upstairs at some point. And not bundles happening in this round, if we're being honest.
No, I'd like to see Bharj layering a little bit. Maybe getting off that back foot and holding the centre of the ring.
Oh, good shot got through there from Ricky Leach. Just above our commentary position, that looked like a right hook got through the guard of Bharj. And he's got to be careful. Not too many of those get through. And Leach marches forward, but
It can be a bit of a danger when you've got an opponent like Leach. If you let them feel like they've got a chance of winning, they're going to take it. You can see now he's starting to let go of his shots a bit more.
big lunging left hook there from Leach, nearly got through. Bharj just got out of the way of that one, and good job he did, but gets through with a good solid straight left hand at the end of that round.
There's a much better end to a bit of a slower round there from both men.
Do you find sometimes that there's just opponents that you just can't get up for? You can't get yourself into the mood of, you know, like going into demolish mode. Is there sometimes opponents that just really kind of drag your enthusiasm and energy levels down, and it just becomes a bit of a mundane job? Am I wrong in saying that, or is that a thing for fighters?
No, you're completely right. I've been there as a fighter myself, going into my first step up and then a little bit of a step down, you might say, and it really didn't fire me up as it should have. And I learned a big lesson from that.
Time's out. Round 3.
Well, round 3 scheduled for 4, the penultimate round here at Neilson Boxing's Fight Town in Swindon. Always a good crowd, always a good show. And here we have Bobby Bharj in his second professional fight, taking on Ricky Leach, a man who's boxed a fair few rounds, to say the least. In fact, this is round 309 for him, if my maths is correct.
Good maths.
Bharj just going through the motions, not doing too much more than what he did in the previous round. Just enough shots out there, doing enough work to win the rounds and catch the eye of the referee and make sure that the referee's got it in his head that he's winning this fight. I'm saying that, he threw a good 3-shot combination there and then turned out a danger, which was nice to see.
Yeah. This is much better work from Bharj, adding a little bit more to his already successful work.
Once again, the commentator's curse kicks in. You say they're not doing anything, and they turn it on. I did it on purpose. Good lead hook to the body from Bharj. Bharj finds himself on the ropes and he's the one covering up this time. Ooh, comes back with a good jab and a solid shot which looked like it was meant to land upstairs but landed into the chest of Leach.
Some real menacing work from Bharj. Nice body shot from Leach on the ropes.
Big thudding shots here that we can see and hear from ringside just a few feet away. Every single one of those body shots has got a sound attached to it.
There's some real nice work from Bharj now. He's starting to get into a bit of a groove now.
He might just be one of those fighters that when he gets to those 8-round fights and those 10-round fights, that's where he starts to come alive. Some people are just a little bit slower on the starting.
Yeah, he's looking much better here in round 3.
So how are you scoring it ringside at the moment, Lewis?
I think that's 3 rounds to Bharj at the minute, although Leach has started doing a little bit more. Plenty of eye-catching work from Bharj in that round.
Corners, 10 seconds.
But it's all smiles in the Bharj corner, just looking at the corner team there, big smiles on their face.
4th and final round.
And Bobby Bharj comes out for the 4th and final round. His mouth isn't wide open. He still looks like he's got at least a round left in him, and a good round as well, as he's straight on the front foot on the attack with a southpaw jab to the body.
Yeah, this is nice to see him on the front foot now. He spent most of the last 3 rounds on the back foot. It's nice to see him take the centre of the ring.
A good shot landed there from Leach, and Bharj acknowledged it and gave him a nod to say, yep, I'll give you that one. That one came through, but returns with a good lead hook to the body of his own. Good solid shots there, which hit the gloves of Bharj, but Bharj comes back with a lead hook to the body again. It's been a bit of a signature shot of the fight so far.
Both men looking to trade big shots in the last round.
Good shots from Bharj as he throws a 1-2 upstairs and a lead hook to the body downstairs and follows up with another couple of good shots. Good shots from Bharj once again. He's really come alive in this round.
He's getting back in that all-important groove that he had last round.
That lead hook to the body is hurtful. Every time he throws it, just from a few feet away from us here, you can hear the leather from the glove thudding against the skin of Leach, and that one has got to sting. Leach comes forward, trying to get himself through with pretty much anything. He is
Lovely backhand straight down the pipe there from Bharj.
absolutely, and Leach is not here to roll over or make the numbers up. He's constantly walking forward, throwing some really good shots of his own, and that bell symbolises the end of the 4th round. Will it be 2-0 for Bobby Bharj? I would say so, Lewis.
I think so too, mate. Another shutout win there. And he looked good in doing so.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have a big round of applause for the both boxers, please? After 4 rounds of action, we go to your referee score totals. Your winner with a score of 40-36, fighting out of the blue corner, Bobby Bharj.
Well, as we thought ringside, Bobby Bharj gets it 4 rounds to 0. A comfortable second professional fight for him. Once again, lots to learn from it, lots of really good stuff, and a performance that I'm sure he'll be proud of.
Bobby Bar. Two fights in quick succession. How do you feel being there tonight?
Yeah, it was good. It was another learning fight. So I was out a few weeks ago, mid-April, so just sort of carried on, continued with camp, stayed fit, and yeah, second win tonight, so I'm buzzing with that. It's good to get a sort of different type of opponent in there. A little bit, I came through a little bit more than my debut opponent, so it gave me a little bit more to think about, but it was good. Good learning fight, ready for the next one in September.
You look very confident and a lot more composed in there. Do you think after the jitters from the debut, maybe you just felt a bit better this time around?
I actually felt more confident in the debut. Than this one. I was a bit nervous this one, I don't know why. But yeah, I think just every fight's a learning curve really. Every opponent's different. Like I say, this time was coming forward a bit more and sort of was throwing a few more shots from me. He was in the front row, whereas the other one was in the back foot up. So it was just good to experience a different type of opponent really, because I obviously get different lads every time. So yeah.
I know you've got amateur gym as well, the likes of Ryan Mark and stuff like that, Jamie Cox. Are you looking to emulate them and really push on with your career?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Sorry, I know you're from Walcott Amateur Gym as well. The likes of Jamie Cox are from there as well. Are you looking to push on and emulate that kind of success?
Yeah, I'm just sort of taking it fight by fight. I'm not going to try and make any big predictions and sort of sound me. I've only had 2 fights, 2 wins so far, so starting off well, but get the third win in September. And yeah, just take it fight by fight, keep trying to win them and see where I'm at next year. Hopefully we can push on to like Southern area title, some sort of title shot. Rich Fan, my manager, he's good at what he does, so I'm sure we'll be able to take some good opportunities. But yeah, just take it fight by fight, see what happens.
One last one then, obviously a very loud crowd for you tonight. Any last word for them?
Just want to say a massive shout out, thanks to obviously Rich and Claudia for being in my corner, Harold and Harry and all that, and part of ABC. Huge thanks to Neilson, Carl and Mark, obviously for putting me on the show, giving me the platform, and the biggest thank you to everyone who bought tickets off me. I really appreciate it, and spending your hard earned money to come watch with Bharj, so yeah, it's much appreciated. So thank you to everyone who bought tickets.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for our next bout of the evening, which is a super bantamweight attraction. Introducing first to the ring, please welcome J. Bharj. And please welcome his opponent, who is Merreywether. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for our next bout of the evening, which is 4 rounds in the super bantamweight division. It's all brought to you by Neilson and Neilson Boxing. The action is sponsored by JGS Heating Engineers and Allegra Personnel. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Shooting charge is Ben Hardsworth. Your timekeeper in the bout is Mark Shannon, and your referee is Kenny Pringle. And now, introducing both boxers to the ring. Introducing first, fighting out our correct corner. He rated at 8 stone, 9 pounds, taking part in his 70th contest this evening, wearing white with red from Bradford. And his opponent boxing out the blue corner. He weighed in at 8 stone, 8 pounds. He's undefeated, taking part in the second contest this evening. Wearing black with orange from Western Superman.
Okay, round 1 scheduled for 4. Lewis Merreywether, in his second professional bout, takes on Jake Pollard, the man from Bradford in the St George's boxing shorts. Merreywether, clearly a popular fighter. Some big noise when he came in tonight. He's been doing this for quite a while. Good amateur, made it to the semi-finals of the national championships, the England Boxing National Championships, and that is quite an achievement in itself.
Going back to his fans, that's exactly what he needs at this stage in his career. To have a good fan base and a growing one too.
This is Jake Pollard's 70th professional bout. He has been stopped before, and actually by somebody on this card. Shabir Haidary stopped him with body shots, so there is an argument that he could be a bit tender down there at times, but it doesn't happen often, so not too much of an argument.
You have to take into account that Shabir is a bit of a formidable beast as well, having sparred him a few times.
And Merreywether looks like he's quite comfortable in there. The man from Western Superman.
Real tidy boxing from Merreywether.
And Merreywether in the opening round doing lots of good stuff. Good head movement. That was a really sweet straight 1-2, and then ducked underneath that wild left hook from Pollard.
Yeah, that was some real beautiful footwork from him there.
Pollard just covers up and takes the shots of Merreywether, that comes forward of his own lead hook, which falls short.
I like that he's using a lot of feints as well. Something you don't see a great deal of fighters doing.
Well, the style of Merreywether is like this is his 15th, 16th professional fight. He looks ultra comfortable in there, doesn't he? And that was a good right hand to the body from Merreywether. And another good bit of work downstairs. A good opening round by Lewis Merreywether.
Yeah, a real comfortable round from him.
Pollard, a man who's in and out of boxing rings almost every single week. This is this is what it's like, is the life of a journeyman, is in and out with top prospects, putting them through their paces and making a night's work very hard for them.
Yeah, sometimes even picking up wins. I know last year he beat a debut.
Well, Jake Pollard considers himself a very fit fighter. I've heard him say in some interviews in preparation for this fight that normally if he's fighting in 6-rounders, 8-rounders, he's just getting going, and those who have not boxed anywhere near as many fights as he has are starting to tire.
Yeah, when you've boxed as many fights as Pollard has, you almost becomes a little bit more normal to be in there fighting someone.
Merreywether consistently popping that jab out. And a good right hand just a moment ago. A right hook just got behind the guard, behind the left glove of Jake Pollard.
Real nice stuff from Merreywether.
Every time that Pollard looks to make some sort of move in, Merreywether is there stopping him, disrupting his flow with that jab, which is working well. Oh, good solid right hook to the body there by Merreywether, and then a good jab which got through the centre of the guard. And the man from Bradford isn't necessarily backing off. He's holding his gloves in tight and still marches forward. Good right hand, straight right hand to the body, and another one from Merreywether. Follows it up with a lead screw shot with a right hook round the left-hand side of the glove of Pollard. Good body work from Merreywether. Really tidy stuff. And the referee appears to just had a word with Merreywether. I think it's for pushing Pollard off with the forearm. I might be wrong. A good right hand upstairs from Merreywether. Those right hands are working well for him as we go into the final 10 seconds or so of this round. Merreywether finishing strong. Pollard comes back with one of his own, but he's out of range. Good solid round for Lewis Merreywether. And those who have brought a ticket to come and watch him, those in attendance, are very much enjoying his second professional fight. Into the third round of a fight which is scheduled for 4. In our opinion, Merreywether is well and truly up on the scorecard. Some fantastic work so far. And let's see what he can do here in the penultimate round of his second professional contest.
Yeah, I think he just needs to keep doing exactly what he's doing.
Jake Pollard will know every single trick in the book. He will try and tie him up, he will tire him out, he'll do everything to disrupt his flow, and he'll do everything to stop him doing the things he does well. As Pollard throws a right hand over the top, but misses just out of range. A good combination there from Merreywether. Solid right hand to the body by Merreywether. Love that shot. Good right hand lead hook by Merreywether. He's really putting his shots together nicely.
Merreywether seems to just see everything that Pollard gives. He's got the exact answers for everything.
Beautifully rolls under the hook from Pollard and comes back with two shots of his own, does Merreywether. And then back working on that jab, the shot which is working so nicely for him. Good defensive skills from Merreywether as Pollard still on the front foot with his guard tucked in nice and tightly, still throwing a few shots of his own. Pollard complaining of a low blow there. The referee calls a timeout. And he can have several minutes for this if he wants to. I doubt he'll take the several minutes. And after just 20 seconds or so, we're back to business. And there goes the sound for the last few seconds of this round as Merreywether finishes the round strongly once again. And in my opinion, bags yet another round.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Cruising through this at the minute.
And into the final round here where Merreywether has boxed so almost perfectly. He's done lots of fantastic stuff here.
Does everything so well.
And that amateur pedigree is shining through as his shot combination is spot on. Don't get it twisted, Pollard has not given up at one moment. He is a tough man, but with all due respect, he hasn't landed a lot. And I think that's credit to Merreywether and his defensive skill set.
Yeah, he just sees everything that Pollard's given. He's given his fans exactly what they're paid for.
Good shots downstairs again from Merreywether. I love the way that he just throws a solid couple of shots to the body and then just steps off with the jab and then just works back off the jab again. It's really disciplined stuff. He could get carried away, but he doesn't. And again, that was 2 good shots downstairs and a couple of decent ones upstairs too. Good counter-attacking from Merreywether as he just comes away from the jab of Pollard and comes back with a couple of good shots of his own. The timing of Merreywether is impeccable.
He's a real classy little boxer. He does everything so well. He's got good feet, he's got good hands, good defense.
And the body work has been the eye-catching stuff tonight. Those shots here at the Mecca in Swindon at Fight Town have been ones that have really got the crowd going and got us going. Every time he lands those, you can hear them, you can feel them. The referee nearly got caught with a right hand from Jake Pollard there. And that brings this bout to an end, and surely a very comfortable win for Merreywether and a performance to look back on and hold his chin up high about.
Yeah, he looked real good in there tonight. Complete class.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have a big round of applause for my fathers, please? After 4 rounds of action, we go to your referees, the scorecard. Your winner, 40-36, fighting out of the blue corner, Merreywether.
Merreywether. What we had? 6 weeks between debut and second fight. Dominating performance. It sounds like you've got a whole Western here with you as well.
Yeah, look, big thank you to everyone coming down and being fucking work to me. Everyone, you lot, what's going to do what I do? Respect.
How did you find it in this evening?
Yeah, brilliant. Can't really, it's amazing. Great atmosphere. Words can't describe it. It's amazing.
A much harder opponent than on your debut as well, but you seem to pick them off quite quickly.
Yeah, there's no need to stick there, Bristol man. He's a hard old man. We're not going to get him out. He doesn't get stopped, so you can only do what you do and try to look good doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Like I said, very busy here with your crowd. When can we expect to see you back here at the Mecca?
Hopefully September, so book the tickets and let's go again. Let's get fucking going, boys!
So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If I could grab your attention for a moment for this man, your town's very own Lewis Roberts. You've probably seen him fighting here before. Yeah, let's give him a clap. So I guess, Lewis, a good place to start with my few questions is, how important is this town to you and how important has this venue been to you in your professional boxing career so far?
The Mecca has been everything to me at the start of my career. I've fought 8 times here in 10 fights now, and every night my fans just light it up in here, and it's like nothing else. So the Mecca will always have a special place in my heart, but now it's time to start branching out and making statements elsewhere.
So before we start talking about your fight on the 6th of July when you will defend that silver Commonwealth title and the English, your fight for the English bantamweight title, just tell the people in here how important it is that people spend their money and come and support fighters like you and how that supports your journey as a 10-0 fighter to fighting for titles.
Stuff like this just couldn't be done without people coming out and spending their hard-earned money to watch young fighters like me try and make it in what they love. And I could do with all the sport coming up to London with me to defend lovely Commonwealth silver on my shoulder here, and the Vacant English as well.
So lastly, 6th of July at the O2 Arena, the Indigo, there's going to be a massive crowd there, hopefully bringing lots of people from Swindon. Not many people get to fight for a British Boxing Border Control title like the English title. This is big stuff. What do you want to tell people, your final words, before they see you in the ring on the 6th of July?
We've got 2 coaches going from Swindon. I'd like to have as much support there as possible. And I'm going to start making big statements in the bantamweight division and bringing big things back to Swindon.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lewis Roberts.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for more Fight Town action? We're ready for our next bout of the evening, which is a special super featherweight attraction. Introducing first to the ring, the Marajara Monster, Jonatas Rodrigo Gomez de Alameda. And please welcome his opponent, the Afghan warrior, Shabir Haidary. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for our next bout of the evening, which is 6 rounds in the super featherweight division. It's all being brought to you by Neilson and Neilson Boxing. The action is sponsored by JGS Heating Engineers and Allegra Personnel. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Student in charge is Mr. Ben Hartsworth. Timekeeper of the bell is Mark Shannon, and your referee is A-star referee Lee Everett. And now, introducing both boxers to the ring. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in today at 9 stone, 6 pounds. He has a record of 15 fights, 6 wins with only 9 defeats. Wearing black trunks from Para, Brazil. Please welcome the Manejada Monster, Jonatas Rodrigo Gomez Piedra. And his opponent boxing out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 9 stone, 7 pounds. He has a perfect record, 8 fights, 8 wins with 3 big wins inside the distance, wearing brown and black from Gloucester. Please welcome the Afghan Shabir Haidary.
Okay, lads, when I say stop, stop boxing. When I say break, take a step back. Keep your hands up, protect yourself all the time. Big ups to both. Good luck. Seconds out, round 1.
Well, there goes the bell to symbolise the start of round 1. 6 rounds scheduled in the super featherweight division. Shabir Haidary straight on the front foot in that southpaw stance. We've seen him box here before. He quite likes the entrance to the ring, and he certainly puts on a bit of a show every time I've seen him here. And a man in the opposite corner has come all the way from Brazil as he lands a big overhand left and switches stance as I say his name. De Oliveira in the centre of the ring as he slowly, just in a quite calculating way, just stares down Haidary and tries to suss him out.
Yeah, it's a very slow start.
Good shots from Haidary. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots out of nowhere. Super quick. Good combination there from Haidary as he throws a 1-2 lead hook and then finds himself a new angle and disappears into space.
Beautiful lead hooks.
Oh, good shots there from Haidary. Solid shot upstairs onto the temple. De Oliveira getting caught with shots, but still marches forwards with his hands tight. Haidary, originally from Afghanistan, these days boxes out of Gloucester. There's a very familiar face in this arena, in this venue here in Swindon, Fight Town, brought to you by Mark Neilson of Neilson Boxing.
Another man that always brings a great crowd with him.
A good lead hook there from Haidary. Just rattled the head of the Brazilian fighter. De Oliveira keeps changing stance. He goes from orthodox to southpaw. But seems to get caught every time he changes stance. But a good opening round there for Shabir Haidary. Doing exactly what we're used to seeing him do, on the front foot, throwing a combination of shots, head and body, doing everything well, Lewis.
Yeah, I'd agree. It was a very slow start from the red corner. It almost looked like he was just calculating his man and seeing what was there. It'd be interesting to see how he starts his next round.
All smiles in the Haidary corner. He's choosing not to sit down in that blue corner or sit on that blue stool. He's stood up smiling, raring to go. He still must have 15, 20 seconds.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 2.
Well, we watched him, Shabir Haidary watched him box Brian Moreno in his last fight, dropped him in the second round. He's got some heavy hands on him.
Hell of a fight that was as well.
Really good fight. We've been treated here at Fight Town. Many, many good contests. A flurry of punches from Haidary, and then as he goes round the side of the guard of the Brazilian, as he uses his hand gestures to say, bring it on, Haidary. De Oliveira goes forward, switching stance. He's got to be careful that he doesn't get caught square. A good flurry of punches from Haidary once again, 6 or 7 of them. The majority landing downstairs.
There's a little gasp of air after that flurry of punches there from the Brazilian.
De Oliveira seems to be unfazed by the bombardment of punches and the flash style of Shabir Haidary as he boxes with his arms down, keeps switching that stance and popping his own jab out. These are good solid shots. One of those got through out the 3 of them. Haidary, fast feet as he moves around the ring, constantly changing angles. A good 1-2 upstairs and finished it nicely with a good hook to the body, then lands a good hook upstairs there, and just for a moment the legs of the Brazilian went stiff.
Nice little jab to the body there.
De Oliveira throws a right hook to the body, but the feet are too fast of Haidary.
Slight bit of frustration on the face of the Brazilian.
Good shots again from Haidary.
All smiles.
De Oliveira is still marching forward. You've got to take your hat off to him. Oh, mean backhand uppercut, followed up with a lead hook. Landed there by Haidary. But once again, the Brazilian brings, with his body language, asks Haidary to come forward as we go into the final few seconds of this round. Another good round for Shabir Haidary. De Oliveira he's not backing down in any way, is he? He's been hit with some good shots, some strong shots, and he just keeps walking forward. Is that the right thing to do though, Lewis?
Against a fighter like Shabir, I'd say not. As you can see, he is very heavy-handed. And he just might find himself in a little bit of trouble if he carries on.
Once again, Haidary chooses to stand, and De Oliveira is breathing quite heavily in the red corner there. sat down, taking in as much oxygen as he possibly can.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 3.
Well, into round 3 of this fight in the super featherweight division, scheduled for 6. De Oliveira's got Haidary cornered here, but for how long? As Haidary just at his own leisure walks away from the corner in the ropes, finds himself some space and comes back with a good combination and continues to work the body as he switches from left to right, and each time throwing good left hooks and right hooks and throwing uppercuts up the middle of the guard. One of those is potentially going to get through.
Some real nice angle changes from Shabir. Great work.
Good shots there from Haidary, who landed a decent right hook and then followed it up with a lead uppercut. It was so quick, I could barely see it.
It's exactly what he needed to find.
He sunk that straight backhand into the body and knocked the air out of De Oliveira. And the Brazilian is trying to taunt his man, he's trying to stomp him down, but he's not getting very far with it because the angle changes are just a bit too much, far too much in fact.
No, the constant footwork from Shabir is making him real hard to get anywhere near.
De Oliveira just threw a couple of shots of his own, and from the angle we've got of the ring, he smiled at the man from Afghanistan to say, fair enough. I'm trying my hardest, but I'm not landing much.
Nice lead to the body.
De Oliveira still marches forward, trying to hunt his man down, but just isn't connecting.
You just cannot track him down.
And there goes the clapper for the final few seconds of this round as Haidary lets his hands go once again. There's an exchange of words there as the two fighters go back to the corner. Couldn't quite work out what Haidary was saying to De Oliveira. But in my opinion, another Haidary round.
Yeah, easily. I think Haidary would like his man to do a little bit more now so he can find some more openings and look to capitalise on some big shots.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 4.
Into the fourth round. Both fighters touch gloves before they get back to action as Haidary pops that jab out. Good hard shots there from Haidary.
The tough Brazilian just seems to be taking it all.
And Haidry's getting to work on the ropes there. De Oliveira, I've got to say, looks like he's run out of ideas. Because everything he's tried hasn't worked for him. As Haidary comes back again with 4 or 5 shots to the body. Finds himself some space, pops that jab out and works out his next attack. Haidry still moving around with the same energy, with the same pace that he was in the first round. It's quite something. Oh, it's a good right hook followed by a left hook to the body, and he might stop his man here.
Some great footwork from Shabir. Constantly moving.
Shabir toying with his opponent now as he throws what he wants, then moves where he wants to. Dodges yet another pretty wild hook from De Oliveira. De Oliveira returns to the centre of the ring. You've got to appreciate the effort. There's no way he's given up. He might have run out of ideas, but he still marches forward. Brilliant head movement and footwork from Shabir Haidary as he gets his man on the ropes again. And I don't really know what the Brazilian's doing. It's not really a time to be doing any showboating because he's very much down on the scorecards.
Yeah. 4 rounds to nil in the favour of Shabir now. Very comfortably as well.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 5.
Into the penultimate round here at the Mecca. What a name for a fight venue. Haidary holding the centre of the ring as he just works that jab and that lead hook out. The crowd fully behind Haidary here and loving what they're seeing from their man who's cruising to 9-0 at the moment. But in boxing, one punch can change it all. But it doesn't look like any time soon that De Oliveira is going to land it. Because Haidary's feet, his head movement, his body movement, and his attack have just been too much as he digs in again with great body shots, and he may well get his man out of here if he really puts his foot on the pedal.
Some seriously solid shots from Shabir.
Good right uppercut there from Haidary, follows it up with a lead uppercut left hook. But De Oliveira comes back with a left hook under the right elbow of Shabir Haidary. Haidary says, I'm having none of that, and comes back with his own shots. Haidary, eyes firmly on his opponent.
The crowd of the Afghan Warrior found themselves a drum.
Don't we know it? It's actually changed the mood in here a little bit.
Yeah, it started to change the fight a little bit. Both men going a little bit more toe-to-toe now.
Oh, Haidary
Nice
got
shot.
caught with a good left hook from De Oliveira there, but comes back again with his own and complains that some of those shots got to the back of his head. The referee didn't feel the need to intervene at all. One of the things I've got to say about De Oliveira is he's been caught some great shots, and he smiles. He smiles and looks back, and you've just got to take your hat off to him, because that is some going.
He just doesn't seem to be fazed by any of the punches. Tough man.
Corners, 10 seconds. Second out, 6 and final round.
Well, here we go into the 6th round. Shabir Haidary definitely has done more than enough to have his hand raised and be victorious if he gets to the end of the 3 minutes of this round, which he has every intention of doing as he gets his man on the ropes and digs deep, digs in with them shots once again, but gets caught with a lead uppercut, and it did land. Great head movement from Haidary.
More angles.
Haidary goes for the motions as his supporting here are banging a drum and singing or chanting Afghan Warrior. And those little bits of extra support will most definitely keep a fighter with their eyes on the prize. And the prize this time is another victory. Becoming 9-0, moving up the ranks. All a part of the journey.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be looking to push on to some much bigger things this year.
Good right uppercut there from Haidary. Great head movement, comes back with a 1-2 upstairs and a lead hook down to the body. Really, really solid work as he has his man on the ropes yet again. De Oliveira is showboating, and I'm not a fan of it when you're down on the scorecards.
No, he hasn't got anything going either to be able to back into that showboating up.
Good shots fired from the southpaw stance of Shabir Haidary. Shabir taunting his man as he once again finds himself on the fight. His opponent finds himself on the ropes and Gets caught again with a sweet 1-2 from Haidary. Well, a very comfortable win for Shabir Haidary in our eyes, and I'm sure that'll be the same for the referee as well. A really good, solid performance, fantastic stuff all round. Great shot selection, fantastic angles. He did everything just right, Lewis.
Yeah, the constant footwork, and they following that up with a relentless flurry of punches. It was real beautiful work.
Solid performance. Loved that. Really enjoyed that.
Ladies and gentlemen, could I have a big round of applause for our boxers, please? After 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. Your referee Lee Avery scores the contest 60-54. All in favor of your winner, fighting out of the blue corner, the Young Warrior, Shabir Haidary.
Shabir Haidary, another step up and another pass.
Well, everybody said I can fight, but tonight I showed you guys I can box as well. Although I was so tempted to get in there and have a proper fight, but every time I looked in my corner, John would say, don't fight, don't get into a fight, I want you to box. So I showed that I do listen in the corner. If I need to change the game plan, I I'm very adaptable, I can change. I can fight, I've showed you in the 8th fight. Tonight, I showed you I can box as well. Let's see what's next. This is only the beginning, guys. Thank you to everyone who's bought tickets, spent their hard-earned money to come and support me. I really appreciate you guys. I love you all. You appreciate always. You support me always, I appreciate it. I'm very grateful. Thank you, everyone. I love you all.
Thank you, Shab.
Ladies and gentlemen, just grab your attention for a moment to introduce one of Neilson Boxing's new signings, an extremely talented fighter from Gloucester, Jay Pittman. Jay, just a few words about yourself. Introduce yourself.
So, my name is Jay Pittman. I've been fighting all my life. Just turned pro at 18 years old. Just can't wait to get started.
So Jay's had just under 30 fights in the amateur ranks, extremely talented fighter, and he'll be making his professional debut in September. How much are you looking forward to that?
I can't wait. Every time I go to sleep at night, all I'm thinking about is that fight. Expect fireworks, that's all I'm saying.
Good for you. Please get behind these fighters, it means a lot to them. Put your hands together for Jay Pittman.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our main event of the evening. 10 rounds of action for the super lightweight Commonwealth silver title. Please welcome first to the ring, it's Issa Maneva. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Brightside.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're set to go for our main event of the evening, brought to you by Neilson and Neilson Boxing. Your main event is sponsored by JGS Heating Engineers and Annanelle personnel. The bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Shooting charge is Mr. Ben Harmsworth. Your judges at ringside are Marcus McDonald, Ryan Churchill, and Lee Every. Timekeeper in the bell is Mark Shannon, and your referee is Kenny Pringle. Your Commonwealth supervisor is Debbie Down. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's your main event of the evening. Your fighters are here, your referees here, your judges are here. It's a fight, so we gotta make it now. So give me some noise from the crowd. Introducing first, fighting out of your red corner. He weighed in at 9 stone, 10 pounds. He has a record of 40 fights, 9 wins, 3 defeats, and 1 draw. Wearing white, red, and yellow from Maneva, Tanzania, it's Issa Maneva. And his opponent boxing out from blue corner. He weighed in at 9 stone, 10 pounds. He's undefeated with 11 fights, 11 wins. Wearing red and black, for power, Richard, Mr. Issa Haidary.
Well, 10 3-minute rounds for the super lightweight Commonwealth silver title. Conor Gray versus Issa Maneva.
Seconds out, round 1.
We kick things off in round 1. Both fighters boxing out of the southpaw stance. Conor Gray in the silver shorts and black boots. Issa Maneva in the white and black shorts with the gold tassels and black boots as both fighters contest for the centre of the ring.
Always makes for a pretty interesting fight when there's two southpaws facing each other.
But sometimes it can be a great contest, and sometimes it can just be really messy, can't it?
Yeah.
Maneva looking loose as he rolls that right shoulder and lunges forward with a big straight left hand, but Conor Gray's distance is just right, and he comes back and pops a jab out and lands it square in the face of Maneva.
Some lovely distance from Conor.
Two fighters become tangled up, and referee doesn't really need to do anything to get them back to action. Maneva's never boxed out of Tanzania before. This is his first time fighting anywhere else.
He doesn't seem to be too phased by it.
No, he doesn't. He's got a record of 9-3-1, and he's heavy-handed as well. He stopped his last opponent in the first round, and he stopped 4 people in total. So Gray really has got to have his wits about him. As they break up, Conor Gray lands a lead right-hand hook. Some slick stuff here from Maneva.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for him, and it's one he we're not looking to miss out on.
A good double jab, straight left hand from Conor Gray.
Nice jab to the body from Maneva.
Conor Gray just ever so slightly stepping off the line of his right foot to the right, going off of the line from that straight left hand of Maneva's. A couple of times he's done that and made Maneva miss. It was a good shot landed there by Maneva. Well, I've got to say that was a fairly close opening round. What are you saying, Lewis?
Yeah, I'd agree with that one. That was nice to see. Real 50-50 fight.
Good action from both fighters. Maneva landed some really good eye-catching shots, but Conor Gray done some good stuff as well. Technically very good. And he looks very relaxed in there as well. Really important. A big moment to win a title.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 2.
Here we go into the second round here at Fight Town, brought to you by Mark Neilson and Neilson Boxing at the Mecca in Swindon. A fantastic venue for this brilliant sport. Good stabbing, right jab to the body by Gray, but Maneva comes back with a 1-2 over the top, and that straight back left hand got through. Conor just rides those punches, steps back ever so slightly as that 1-2 comes in from Maneva. Does he need to just counter on that, Lewis, do you think?
Yeah, that was lovely distance. I think he needs to capitalise on making his man miss now.
Yeah, another good jab downstairs. But that one got through ever so slightly and bounced off the head of Gray from Maneva. He's not shy of throwing that 1-2. Good shot by Conor Gray. That was a really good overhand shot which connected to the face of Maneva.
That was nice work from Gray. That was exactly what I needed in this round.
Gray moving that jab downstairs. They both become tied up and tangled up again. Oh, that was a good shot straight in as Maneva came in. Conor Gray made him pay for it.
He needs to find that again now.
Maneva swinging wildly there and missing because the feet of Gray were just too good at that moment in time. But it doesn't stop him swinging anymore, and the two touch gloves before they head off to the opposite corners.
Another close round.
It was another close round, wasn't it?
I think Conor maybe landed the cleaner shots. However, Maneva seemed to have done a little bit more work than Conor.
Just trying to watch the corner of Conor Gray and see if I can make out anything of what the corner team are telling him. but he's certainly alert. He's there, nodding, engaged, and listening to every word of his corner team. It's one thing listening, it's another thing putting it into action, isn't it?
Round 3.
Connor working off of that jab.
Another good effort with the backhand there. I don't think it'll be long till he starts finding that a bit more regularly now.
Maneva marching forward, pushing forward, non-stop throwing shots.
Maneva's looking to open up a little bit here.
Gray measuring up, which looks for, as he looks for that straight backhand. Well, that was a good left hook by Conor Gray, but then he gets caught with a body shot in the corner.
Lovely timing with that shot.
One of the things Conor Gray is doing really well is, as Maneva is coming in, the timing is great, isn't it? He's landing those shots. Another good shot there from Conor Gray, that lead hook. You said it just a round ago that he'll be finding those shots soon, and it looks like that's starting to happen, Lewis.
Yeah, he's starting to find them much cleaner shots. He's got excellent distance. Now that he's found that, he's starting to line up his shots.
Gray feinting and then feints and then catches Maneva with that straight left backhand of his. But as we go past a few rounds, this is... Oh, the referee will not like that. He will certainly be told off for that. Possibly a little bit of frustration from Conor Gray there.
Yeah, I'd agree, although I'd probably give him that round just. He landed some more eye-catching shots than Maneva.
Gray breathing heavily in the corner there. I think that round took it out of him a little bit. And exactly the same in the Maneva corner.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 4.
Well, into the fourth round. This one's scheduled for 10 for the super lightweight Commonwealth silver title. So far, we've got it fairly even. It's been a good fight.
Yeah, this is a good even fight. These are the sort of fights that the boxing fans deserve to see coming out here and paying their hard-earned money.
Maneva seems to just be falling in with that head and getting caught almost every time. And as the two break up, he lashes out with his own lead right hook, and then Conor Gray Lands a big straight left hand, but the shot bounced off the face of Maneva. Good shot to the temple.
Real good timing on them shots.
Conor Gray 11-0, only stopped one of his previous opponents. No fighter's ever looking to do overtime. As all you fighters say, we don't get paid for overtime, so if he can get him out of there, he will.
Yeah, 100%.
But he's proven time and time again that he can box them longer rounds, he can win fights in all sorts of different ways. But Gray got caught with a shot there on the way in, but he composes himself and then gets back to business. And Gray still working his man, trying to find that big shot. Chipping away. Oh, good lead hook over the top from Conor Gray, which came after a shot to the body, but Maneva comes back with a couple of swinging shots of his own. Neither of them really catch Gray, who complains of a shot below the belt, and he just tries to recover here. The referee will give him plenty of time to make sure that he's okay. The referee asks him, "Are you okay? Are you okay to carry on?" Conor Gray nods and says, "Yeah, let's get on with it."
Nice jabs from Gray. He could do it getting a bit busier on that jab.
Gray got caught with a lead hook there by Maneva and looked a little bit unsettled just for a moment. He finds himself in the corner, not a place that he wants to be, but the bell rings and separates the fighters. But I've watched quite a few of Conor Gray's fights, and I've got to say, this looks like his toughest test yet. And Maneva, I can't say I've seen a lot of him because of where he's boxed, but we've got a really good, close fight on our hands still.
Yeah, it's a great 50-50. And Maneva's giving Conor Gray something to think about now. He's proven a little bit tricky. Still very calm in the Gray corner.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 5.
Well, nearly halfway through this contest, if it goes the full 10 rounds, and Conor Gray straight on the front foot in that southpaw stance. Lands a good solid jab there to the face of Maneva. Maneva still getting through with some of those shots. A good counter shots there from Conor Gray. I've got to say, the referee's doing a fantastic job in this bout. He's just letting them get on with it. He's not having to do too much when they do come together, and it's nice to see.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want in these bigger title fights.
A good exchange of punches from both men. Maneva lunges forward with that, or overreaches with that 1-2, and Gray just out of distance to make sure neither shot touches him as both fighters come together again. Good overhand left from Gray, and another one. Good solid lead hook from Gray, and then digs in a straight left hand to the body, and then one upstairs, and the crowd respond to that one because they could see it got through, and they want to see plenty more of that to see their man Conor Gray get that title.
This is exactly what Conor needs. The crowd behind him to give that extra little push.
A good shot to end that round from Conor Gray, and I feel like he's starting to edge it now. I feel like Gray's starting to pick up the rounds and is just doing a little bit more than Maneva is.
Yeah, he's definitely started doing more now, and he's started to find his openings. Still a very close fight. A little bit hard to score.
Sometimes when these fights are a bit messy, or you've got a fighter who's a bit unorthodox or a bit wild, like Maneva can be, he does some good tidy stuff, but he also does a bit of untidy stuff, with all due respect, and yeah, sometimes those types of fights are quite difficult to judge. So it'll be interesting to see what rounds go what way when we get to the end of this one, if we get to the end of this one. Conor Gray and Maneva will be doing everything they can to try and make sure that isn't the case, to take it out of the judge's hands.
Some lovely jabs to start from Conor.
Good work from Gray. This is where the discipline comes in, isn't it? This is when you're getting tired, getting a bit frustrated. This is when the discipline comes in to make sure that you keep siding, keep doing all the right things well.
Yeah, this is where his focus needs to come in and stay focused on being a tidier boxer. I'd like to see Gray firing with Maneva a little bit more as he did then.
As Maneva comes in, Gray's throwing those shots, and ever so often the timing's fantastic, but sometimes Maneva's just too close for him to get the shot off. But you just get the feeling that he might land something big at some point, like he did then. And the sweat bounced off Maneva's head and glimmered in the brightness of the lights. Good shot on the break from Gray there.
Nice shot.
And another one to the temple, and it looks like Maneva's legs have just gone a tiny bit wobbly. I might be wrong, but the fluency in those legs have gone, and he looks like he's just trying to make sure he knows exactly where the ring is.
Gray just got caught on the ropes there a little bit. It was a little bit square.
Good 1-2
Nice
from Gray. That was really tidy stuff from him. Beautiful stuff from Gray as he jabs and just moves backwards and to his right, out the way of that straight left hand from Maneva.
Good effort with the uppercut to the body there.
Maneva for a good straight left down there, which just about got through, but another good round. And once again, in my opinion, I think Conor Gray probably did enough to nick that one.
That was an easy Conor Gray round for me. This might be the turning point for him here now. Just starting to edge it.
As we get into these later rounds, that previous experience becomes so important. Conor Gray's a man who had somewhere around 60 amateur fights. And this being his 12th professional fight, he's done some rounds. And when you're in the amateurs, like he was, that have travelled around and you come against all sorts of different fighters, all sorts of different styles.
Seconds out, round 7.
Into round 7, and this one's scheduled for 10. And Maneva straight on the front foot, throwing the 1-2.
Much better work from Conor Gray. Beautiful timing.
Lovely timing from Gray.
He needs to give us that every time now.
Good shots coming back from Maneva, and one or two of them looked like they just slightly got through, but nothing which was going to cause any problems. The referee is speeding them up to either work or separate. Most referees don't mind you being together, fighting right inside the pocket if there is fighting. As Conor Gray throws a spiteful lead hook to the body, which just swipes across the stomach of Maneva. Fight getting a little bit untidy just for a moment. But that is natural when the tiredness, when the fatigue starts to kick in. Not only are they exerting all sorts of physical energy, but it's a mental game as well. Maneva is a slippery opponent. A good left down there from Maneva, which landed on the jaw of Conor Gray. And a good response from Conor Gray as the two fighters took a step back from each other.
Yeah, that was nice.
Good timing from Gray again, and the crowd respond to that decent shot, that straight left backhand from Gray.
That was another round for Gray for me there.
Maneva, a nice sign of respect and appreciation for his opponent as he smiles and taps him on the chest with his boxing glove as the two return to their respective corners.
seconds. 7's out. Round 8.
We're going to the 8th round. Conor Gray straight on that front foot in the southpaw stance. Popping that jab out. Gets caught, which looked like a lead uppercut from Maneva. Hard to tell from our commentary position. There's a bit of a blind spot for us.
Maneva's come out in this round looking to upset the rhythm that Gray sort of found.
Do you think Gray needs to just be careful that he doesn't get smothered by Maneva here?
Yeah. I think he needs to meet him every time. That's where he's finding them good shots.
Good work break there from Maneva as he tries to corner Conor Gray, but Gray spins him and the referee will break them up so they can get back to action. That's exactly what happens. A well-timed shot there from Gray as Maneva stands there open. Good jab there from Gray.
Lovely shots.
And the crowd really start to try and give their man a boost here at the Mecca in Swindon. Conor Gray thoroughly enjoying himself in here. As the two found themselves in the ropes just above our commentary position, he gave us a bit of a wink and a smile to say, I am loving this. Maneva comes back strong with a barrage of punches and some rugby tackles Conor Gray into the corner. Another Gray round, Lewis?
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. Feel like he's really starting to take control of this fight now.
And I think when a fighter's enjoying himself, that is when you get the best out of them, isn't it? That's when they're, they're finding their shots, they've got their rhythm, they've really settled in, and that is what it seems Conor Gray has got himself to.
Yeah, he's really starting to find that now.
A nice place to be. Just looking into the Maneva corner to the left-hand side of our commentary position. Maneva is breathing extremely heavily.
Gray still looking fresh.
Round 9.
Into the second to last round here. For this Commonwealth silver title in the super lightweight division. Maneva moves forward. Whether he realises that he may well be down on the scorecards, I'm not sure. But to have a winning attitude, you've kind of always got to have that about you. And good shots there from Conor Gray. Really good 1-2. Both of those shots landed.
That was real nice work.
And another really good shot from Gray. The timing was fantastic 3 times in a row.
This is the work that he was missing in them early rounds.
Good shot. From Gray to the stomach of Maneva. I want to give Maneva the credit for the shots that he's throwing, but he just seems to be falling short almost every time of the last couple of rounds. But he's still working, isn't he?
Yeah.
That was a beautiful lead hook by Conor Gray.
Really well executed, that shot. Maneva's giving the impression he's getting a little bit desperate now, trying to win them shots. Conor seems to have his man exactly where he needs him.
Good shots there by Gray, but Maneva still pushes forward, bringing the fight to his man. The Gray's feet are working wonders for him at the moment. He's getting out of the way of almost every shot and then position himself to land the perfect shot. Another good 1-2 straight down the middle there by Conor Gray, and the crowd respond once again. Really good shot there by Gray, and he's really enjoying himself now as he goes back to the corner and does a little bit of dancing. A strong round there from Conor Gray, who seems to be enjoying himself more and more as the rounds go by, and the timing's been good, the accuracy's been good, the shot selection's been good. It's been an all-round good round for Conor Gray.
Yeah, that was real nice to see in that round. Them lead left hooks were a weapon during round 9.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out, 10, and final round.
Well, the crowd show their appreciation for both of these fighters as they come to the centre of the ring to touch gloves for this the start of this 10th and final round, which on our scorecards at ringside has got Conor Gray up and winning. But Maneva comes forward once again.
Maneva's going to sense he's down now, and he's going to be looking to bring something big to save this fight for him.
And leave it all in the ring. Another good shot by Gray, set him up with a jab and a straight left backhand, straight down the middle, was beautiful. Maneva straight back again, he's digging deep, throwing everything he's got left. He will empty the tank this round, undoubtedly.
Much better inside work from both men in there.
Oh, a great slip and a lead hook which just ever so slightly missed there from Conor Gray. Maneva still powers forward, putting the pressure on, making Gray aware that he's still here. The night is not over.
Yeah, He's not giving his man an easy night.
Good shots from both men there. And Gray still with the same tight guard in defence, which he's had since the start of the fight. That's when you know a good fighter is when they've got the foundation still secured, even this late on in a fight.
Yeah. Gray still looking fresh as well.
And good work from Gray, and lands a leader, can follow it up with a jab that hits Maneva square on the nose.
Maneva still not giving up. Nice jab.
We're going to the last few seconds here at Fight Town in Swindon, and Conor Gray has surely just got to stay on his feet, and he's going to win this. And that is the sound of the final bell, and both fighters come together, put their arms around each other and show appreciation for a fantastic bout. We were really treated there to a really good 10 rounds.
What a fight.
What a fight. Well, we'll wait to see what the three scoring judges at ringside have got this one. Myself and my colleagues at ringside have given it to Conor Gray for the work which we've seen. But the opening few rounds of this bout was close,
yeah,
really close.
Maneva definitely would have nicked a couple of them early rounds. After the fourth and fifth, I think Conor just took control of the fight.
Looking at Maneva, he looks confident. He believes that he's got it, I think, and we'll have to wait and see. The MC has got the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have a big round of applause for both fighters? After an occasion made about 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Marcus McDonald scores the contest 97-94. Ryan Churchill scores the contest 98-92. Lee Every scores the contest 97-94. All three in favor of your winner and the new Commonwealth Silver Super Heavyweight Champion, fighting out of the blue corner, Mr. Neilson.
Well, Conor Gray gets it 97-94, 98-92.
Look at that crowd.
And another 97-94. And the crowd, there isn't a single person who isn't on their feet, apart from us. Should we stand up, fellas? A fantastic 10-rounder. We've been absolutely treated, and in our opinion, the right man won.
Yeah, 100%. That was a great fight.
But I'm sure Conor Gray will sleep with that silver Commonwealth title and wake up a bit in the morning and give it a little kiss, because it's a proud night for him.
Yeah, 100%. Maybe looking to move on to much bigger things now. It's the start now.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new Commonwealth Silver Champion.
Yes, Sammy! Well, appreciate all the love. I love you all, thank you. Without you, this wouldn't be happening. Thank you.
How did you feel winning it tonight?
Yeah, I feel good. He was awkward. He was throwing all these slappy, awful shots. I just thought he felt stupid, you know? But yeah, it was good. Good day,
Good battle, you took a low one in there as well.
Yeah, exactly. He's come to win, so he's come to take me off, but he can't get me. Too good at this.
So when you're looking, 2 years ago today, you were actually on BBC News. One of them looking on BBC News. And 2 years ago today, you were on BBC News, and today you claimed that title. How does that feel?
Yeah, it was amazing. You won't believe the life I've had and how hard it is to get in. So I feel very proud. And like I said again, thanks to everyone for it means a lot.
What happens moving forward? Now you've got that title around the waist. What's next?
What's next? Anything. Anyone who wants it, let's fucking have it. Come on.
Yeah, obviously you won the contest at the start. How does it feel to have that champion?
Yeah, brilliant. Connor was a champion from our team as an amateur, so it's great news. Obviously, he's 14, so it's a hell of a story for us. And so I don't know if anyone knows, but Connor's the first champion ever from Cal. So it's made history. We won Campbell out. You know, Campbell, we got a title, let's get it on.
Mark, that probably since the debut was that was what, 2.5 years now. How do you feel like he's progressed?
I'm just really proud of him. He's just improving every single fight. It was a real step up for him tonight. That guy came to fight, and he just got a real sensible fight. Put on him, what a tough guy that was. He was hitting some really big shots. But now we look forward. He's got, Cummins first champion. He's got a Commonwealth silver title. We always wanted to get on the belt, and that's the first step. That's a big, big year for him. We'll have a bit of Campbell happen if he wants some of it. But if not, that's a really big fight ahead for him. He's doing really well.
It's a packed weight class domestically as well. Do you think we carry on and push on domestically?
Oh, absolutely. Everyone should be on notice in his weight division now. He's coming for him.
Okay, thank you, mate. Lastly, Connor, anything to this big group of fans who are surrounded by?
Just that I love you all, and without you lot, this wouldn't be happening. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Connor.
Thank you, everybody. What a night of boxing. Mark, what was your highlight from that?
The main event, of course, absolutely over the moon with that. We had a packed out Mecca in Swindon again, as we always do, and lifted the roof on the main event. So yeah, great night of boxing.
It's great to see Connor in front of all his fans win that title as well.
Yeah,
it's great to see what it means to Colin as well.
Yeah, Colin's first professional boxing champion. So it's a small town. Don't get a great deal of elite sportsmen out of there, but so he's doing the small town proud, and looks like most of them are here tonight for him.
When we run down the card as well, obviously we have a surprise in the first fight there. But Esther, I know she comes to fight, and she's had some surprises in the UK before, but I'm sure Annabelle will come back. Yeah,
I've just spoken to Annabelle now. She's just really frustrated about her performance. It was a debut. She was nervous. It took a couple of rounds to get going. Of course, Esther was getting the rounds in, winning the rounds in those early rounds when she was a little bit nervous. She's obviously can box. She's obviously got some real skill. Was a better boxer than Esther, but I think the nerves just held her back a little bit. I think she's going to go away. She's going to sort of relook at her performance. Luckily, I think we're going to see her again. She's not going to, not going to pull it quits after that disappointment for her. And I think she'll probably look at the weight class, might drop down a division or two, and be able to perform a little bit better at those lower weights. So it's a tough debut for her, but she'll be back.
A couple of key fights to talk about tonight as well. Sam Little looked really spiteful in there.
He did, didn't he? He wanted to get going and wanted to be busy this year. And I thought he just looked really good. He picked up a bit of a hand injury in the last fight, and that sort of went again in the second round, so he wasn't very with full power in all of his shots. He looked really good, didn't he? I think he was like I said, spiteful. I think I spoke to his opponent afterwards, and he said his backhand was really had some power in it. So I think he's really one to watch. He's tall, he's rangy. I think people are going to struggle to get to him, and he's got some power in both hands.
I think we also can't look far Merreywether's performance. Really, really good.
Really, I like Louis a lot. I've seen him spar against English champions and Southern Area champions before he even turned pro, and I thought this kid's got some talent. And we say that a lot about some of these amateurs. You can win lots of things and look good in sparring. He's managed to transfer that into the program. His debut was really impressive. I'm looking at it again tonight. He looks like a 10-fight veteran. It looks like he'd fight for Southern Area next week. But he's enjoying the journey. So far, so good. A couple of fights, a couple of wins. he's going to have a little bit of break out, break over the summer, having a couple of fights before the end of the year.
Probably Bharj spoke of nerves after the fight, but compared to his debut, I mean, what a performance as well.
Yeah, didn't look any nerves there. He looked very confident, very calm, picked his shots really well. Obviously got some power in some of those shots as well. You know, we know he comes from the Walcott gym, amateur gym, where they, you know, the Jamie Cox and his cousin Danny Bharj, and they've come from like a production line of amateur champions back in the day. So we know he's well schooled, and you can see that in him. And you know, with Rich Farmer looking after him, we know he's going to be a decent future.
And then Shabir Haidary with a big step up an opponent, but a great result as well.
Yeah, big step up. And it was a really calm and calculated Shabs as well. Sometimes Shabs will probably just get too involved, get drawn into a fight. You know, the guy was talking to him a bit, saying, "Come on then, is that all you got?" And all he was just trying to draw him out. But he kept his calm. John Pittman in the corner was helping him keep it all controlled and that. So it was a really mature performance we've seen from Shabs. Toughest opponent he's fought today. He was taking some really big shots, and we know how hard Shabs can hit. But I think that guy had took some rounds off Royston Barney Smith only like a week or two ago. So we know his talent, but then Shabs to win every round. I think the rest of this year is some big fights for Shabs.
So another great show at the Mecca, only 5 weeks before we last had one. Yeah. Now we move on to York at the end of the month. Yeah. 3 Commonwealth title fights and a great undercard as well. Yeah, that's going to probably be our best York show to date, I think. It's going to be, you know, York is our like home in London now. We've been there just over a couple of years, and we're selling the place out really every show. You know, that's going to be, you know, raising the roof of York, which is iconic. It's to pinch yourself as a promoter, and you and all the rest of our team, and just loving working there. But of course, then we're moving and taking it forward again. You know, the Indigo OT show just you know, a week later, and that's going to be the biggest show we've done today. You know, just under 4,000 tickets already out in circulation. I think there's going to be tickets for sale on the door. I was going to say, any left to go, or?
Yeah, I just, you know, if you want some tickets, you better go see the boxes, because there's none on general sale, because the pre-orders all went out straight away. So it's a monumental, it's like a history-making one. It's great to be working with you know, John Trethewey and Team 14 boys. It seems to be working really well. We've done some shows with them at York Hall, and that's been the model. And now this 10v10, you know, they can do it in Saudi Arabia with a 5v5, but we're going to show how they do it over here.
And then after that, obviously after the summer, we've got back here at Swindon. A lot of the boxers tonight will be on there, and a lot of people who've missed this evening as well. Yeah, so Swindon's like a bit like a feeder show. All of our prospects, and, you know, we're sort of running boxing in the southwest at the moment. We've got lots of debuts. Lots of prospects that are working their way up, and we're topping it off like we saw tonight with a Commonwealth title. You know, we saw Jay Pittman in the ring doing an interview earlier on at John Pittman's Fight Factory gym. Great amateur, won sort of numerous regional amateur titles. We know what sort of talent he's got, and he brings a huge crowd, and he's going to be really entertaining. Look forward to his debut in September. No, amazing. Well, thank you everybody, and tune in next time for Fight Town.